Welcome to our show. And for those of you who are tuning in for the first time, the Business Council of Westchester is the county's largest and most influential business membership organization. The BCW works to enhance wealth, profitability, and economic opportunity for all in Westchester County by helping our members market, learn, advocate, and grow. And the BCW's membership reflects the diverse makeup of Westchester businesses community, and we're proud to say that we have over 1,000 businesses as our members. Two upcoming events that we would just like our listeners to be aware of, as we are live today on Monday, June 25th. Any day now, the Supreme Court will be coming down with their decision on the National Healthcare Reform Bill on July 10th, Tuesday, July 10th, at 8 a.m. at Pace University's Pleasantville campus. We will be holding something called our Rapid Response to the Supreme Court's healthcare reform decision. We will have Michelle Gazappa from Epstein, Becker, and Green, and Leslie Moran, the Senior Vice President of New York Health Plan Association, specifically give a presentation on whatever the Supreme Court is going to do this week to the National Healthcare Forum, and also how it will affect businesses. So again, that's going to be on Tuesday, July 10th. If you go to our website at westchesterny.org, you will be able to register for that. And then on July 31st, we hope you'll join us as we christen the Hybrid Hornblower's maiden voyage in Westchester. We are so excited that the Hornblower Hybrid, which is the most innovative and eco-friendly venue on the water, which is powered by hydrogen fuel cells and solar panels and wind turbines, will be taking our guests and our members on a trip leaving Yonkers and going all the way to the Statue of Liberty and back. So it's going to be a wonderful event on July 31st, leaving at 6 p.m. And again, if you go to our website, westchesterny.org, you'll have all the information on how you can register. But today our program is on a project that is probably the most exciting, important, and critical project that our region could possibly be involved in, and that is the building of the new Tappan Bridge. And my two guests today are Ross Pepe, who serves as the president of the Construction Industry Council of Westchester and Hudson Valley, Inc., and also serves as the treasurer for Build the Bridge Now, which is a group that is doing a great amount of grassroots efforts to try to make sure people understand the process and the importance of building this new bridge. And also our second guest today is Paul Rifkin, who is the Director of Business Development for the Limousine Service of Westchester, or LSW, as we will be talking about his company and the work that his company will see happen once this bridge is built. But Ross, let's start with you, if you don't mind. Tell us, and so many of us drive back and forth on that bridge every day, just give us a little overview on the history and why we are at such a critical juncture now of seeing this new bridge being built into reality.
Thank you, John, and thank you for having us here today to speak about this very important and vital project. The Tappan Bridge opened in December of 1955 with an estimated traffic loading of 18,000 cars traveling across the bridge per year. Today, the bridge, now 57 years old, has about 140,000 vehicle crossings per day. It was built in the anticipation that it would not exceed 100,000, so it's well beyond its design capacity as far as that goes. In addition to that, of course, there are the structural issues that the bridge has that need to be dealt with. It sits in a silt basin on the West Causeway. The piles that were used back in the 40s and 50s were wood, not steel. They've been compromised. The bridge itself, the decking, is being replaced because it too was in need of replacement. At the time the bridge was built, which was post-World War II and post-Korean War, the interstate highway system was expanding at a fast pace. Urban centers were growing, suburban areas were growing, and the availability of high-strength steel and other products were not available at the time the project was built to the extent that they are today, nor was the technology to make sure that the bridge was anchored in bedrock, which today the whole West Causeway floats essentially on a series of caissons. So it was a great technology that was used back in its day, but it's no longer suitable for today's needs. And the replacement of the bridge has been made necessary by these conditions as well as others that the state has identified in a environmental impact study that is now being reviewed, soon to be issued in the final form.
Now, I know that you, and along with Marcia Gordon and the Business Council of Westchester and so many other organizations, have really been leading the charge for years that this bridge had to be rebuilt. But obviously, there was a game changer that occurred about a year ago and has really, again, put this project on not just a fast track, but the reality is that this project is going to be built. Can you talk a little bit about what happened and where we are now?
The bridge, designed in the 40s, built in the 50s, was not designed with earthquakes in mind. Last August, as you just mentioned, there was an earthquake in Virginia that rattled the entire east coast of our country. And buildings, if you recall, were shaking in New York City, and people were running out of buildings as far up as Maine and Boston. So the effects of that were concerned to the state and officials at the time, Governor Andrew Cuomo. He took a look at the bridge and said, this needs to be done. It's not built for seismic conditions. The cost of refurbishing the bridge to prepare it for seismic conditions is estimated to be about $1.5 billion, in addition to other maintenance and recovery improvement costs that are needed. So the cost of maintaining the existing bridge with its limited traffic capacity, with its unsafe record as far as accidents are concerned, and with other issues, no breakdown lanes, no ability for emergency vehicles to get across when the traffic lanes are shut down. It was decided that the bridge needs to be rebuilt and replaced.
And then there was obviously an intervention on the federal level as well.
Well, what happened was the President Obama had identified 13 projects nationally that he called a national priority. 6 of those were transportation infrastructure. 3 of those were bridges. Number 1 on the list was the Tappan Bridge. It was determined to be a national priority. And as a result, the campaign that was underway for about 9 years to design and build a new structure took a new course, because instead of having to look at a full 30-mile corridor mass transportation system, the governor came forward and said, we need to focus on the bridge first as the first stage of rebuilding the infrastructure. And that's what's being done now. They put this expedited process in, and it's really speed up the opportunity to replace the bridge.
Which is an exciting process for all of us. For those of you who are listening, if you'd like to call in and ask a question, please call us at 914-636-0110. Paul Rifkin with LSW. When we talk about people who are affected by the bridge on a daily basis, your employers, employees, and the people that you serve obviously fall into that category. Your cars are back and forth on that bridge, and I'll let you give us some numbers. But tell us about what you've seen with the existing bridge and the importance of building a new one for your business.
First, I'd like to say good afternoon to you, John, and thanks for having me. Daily, we have approximately 20 trips a day that cross the Tappan Bridge from LSW. So on the average, it's over 100 trips per week, and majority of them are delayed either because of the traffic on the bridge or the traffic getting to or away from the bridge, and that causes tremendous problems. The one thing that is really good for us, we have what they call silent passenger in our cars. LSW, the dispatchers constantly are programming and noting the traffic patterns so that we know exactly at least how to get around the problems getting to the bridge. There's nothing that we can do getting over the bridge, but that is a major problem on a regular basis. And a lot of our customers rely on us to get them to their HPN, to the Westchester County Airport, because they have flights that they have to catch and they have to be on time.
And we're also seeing an increasing number of people who are using Westchester Airport, which is also very exciting for the county. So I can imagine that it must be almost a nerve-wracking experience for your drivers, never knowing what the conditions of the bridge are going to be, even with the technology that you have as well.
Absolutely. Last year alone, Westchester County Airport had 2 million passengers arriving or departing during the course of the year. And that is a tremendous amount of people, a tremendous amount of growth has happened over the past decade. And, it's very hard to, at times, get there.
And give us again the number of times your cars are going over the bridge.
On the average, it's about 20 times a day, but in the course of a week, it's in excess of 100 trips a week.
So you've seen the bridge in all conditions and all different types of traffic and also weather conditions as well.
Yeah. Like Ross said, some of the biggest problems is if there's an accident, and they do average 3 accidents per day on the bridge, it really delays traffic not only on the bridge, but to all the roads going to the bridge. The other thing about the bridge is there's no high-speed, easy-pass lanes, so to get cars moving quicker. And, these are the things, that they cannot do with the existing bridge, and that's why a new bridge is really something that is really mandatory.
Ross, one of the, I guess, most interesting things that I've seen since really joining the Business Council of Westchester in October and being involved now working to help promote building this bridge now is the design and build concept that is going to be implemented for this project, which, again, correct me if I'm wrong, is again, a game-changer type of a process for New York State. Can you explain to our listeners, again, what design and build means and how that's going to affect the bridge?
Yes, John. Design build. The traditional way of building a project like this in New York State has been design bid build. A designer would be hired by the state to design the project, and could take years. The project, when approved, would then go out to bid, and a low bid responsible contractor would then win that bid. And then that low bid contractor would go ahead and build a bridge utilizing engineering services to inspect the work to make sure it lived up to the specification that the state demanded on the project. Design build, as you say, is a game changer. In New York State, we could not do design build for